What's up, Moon Lords? This is Jason Alexander back again with another financial astrology update. And today we have something very special. You guys know I mainly cover AMC. There's been times in the past where I went over Gamestop, and today is going to be one of those days because I see a potential divergence with AMC based on what I'm seeing happening with GameStop. And I think there's a potential pop in play for GameStop, which in turn should pop AMC on tomorrow's full moon. Welcome to the Market Moon Lord, where we merge the matrix with the stars. I'm your host, Jason Alexander, the blue moon of Neptune, here to help you navigate through the illusions of life. Okay, so as you can see on the chart, I have AMC on the left-hand side. I have GameStop on the right-hand side. And if you're new on this channel, it's really simple. What I'm looking at on the chart is the moon phases. When you see this white circle, that is a full moon. And on the black circles, that is a new moon. Now, in astrology, a new moon is when things are growing, coming into existence, harvesting, right? Especially on the full moon, that's when the climax happens. And then after the full moon, you enter a waning period of the moon, and that's where the time of letting go, kind of reconsolidating, accumulating, and getting ready for another new moon harvest season, okay? And so the blue backgrounds is when the moon is growing, and the black backgrounds is when the moon is dying, is waning. Now, AMC follows the moon phases a lot better than GameStop. GameStop doesn't really follow the moon phases. However, GameStop does pop often on full moons, okay? So, AMC's full moon pop, definitely during the, and if you guys watched my video on the AMC moon phase analysis I put out yesterday, that's going to give you a lot of information on why I'm saying what I'm saying today on this one, because AMC did look like it was reversing and going up on this new moon, and it priced all my indicators, and then when the manipulation started happening heavy middle of last week, it kind of came out of the full moon setup for a pop, okay? But what I'm finding interesting is GameStop looks like it wants to pop on this full moon, and we can clearly see, you know, we had a pop here and GameStop had a pop here on that full moon, okay? We had a pop on this full moon and GameStop popped on this full moon as well. We had a little pop on this full moon over here, and you can clearly see it on GameStop over here. And then over here when GameStop pop, oh yeah, I just went over that one. And then over here we had another GameStop pop, and AMC also popped too, okay? Now, the thing that makes me very bullish for GameStop popping tomorrow on Monday, I want to say that's going to be September 20th, right? Is basically on this new moon, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit on this new moon, and we can kind of see this one over here, okay? So on this new moon for GameStop, okay, you can see that it reversed a couple days later and started forming an uptrend, okay? Now, on this last waning period for the moon for GameStop, we can see where the low is, right? And we're currently above that low, okay? And over here, the last waning phase for GameStop, we're extremely above that low, okay? Now, the high of the last waxing phase for GameStop, we're also very, very high off of that high, okay? Or we're much higher than that high. And then if I go back to waxing periods for GameStop, we are also above that high, okay? Above that high over here, we're now above it. Now, what's interesting for AMC is AMC did the same exact thing, okay? So AMC 2 phases ago, the high was around here, and we're way above it, okay? 1 phase ago. And then if we go 2 phases ago, okay, the high was about right here, and see, that's where GameStop finished above that high. Now, AMC did go above that high, right, over here, but then it just fell at the end of the week back underneath that high, okay? So AMC had the setup, and then it lost the setup, okay? But GameStop maintain the setup, okay? So I'm almost going to look at this as a potential divergence for AMC, because when GameStop pops on a full moon, AMC pops on a full moon, and vice versa, okay? So it looks like tomorrow GameStop might pop, and then that's going to pull AMC to pop. And it looks like GameStop will have a bigger pop and AMC will just be trailing behind that pop, but also having a pop. Now, another thing that makes me say this is look at the increase of volume for GameStop. Okay, it slowly started getting higher the last 4 trading days. Okay, that's usually a good sign for a pop for the full moon when the volume is increasing into it. Okay, now AMC, it looked like it wanted to start increasing 3 days out, but then it fell again, and then it did increase a little bit on Friday. Okay, but I'm not going to put too much emphasis on that. Now, if I pull up some indicators, we can see that first of all, AMC is at 50% neutral, and that's definitely a good place for a bounce, okay, on the RSI. But look at GameStop; it is much higher. It's at 57%. So the pressure is much higher on GameStop. But what I really like about what's happening with GameStop also is it looks like it can definitely squeeze back up on the MACD. You can see that the selling pressure has been decreasing, and that's very bullish. Now, on the stochastic, you can see that GameStop has really good momentum to go up on Monday. Okay, and it's kind of opposite for AMC. The stochastic's heading down, but at the bottom, so that is a place where it could start heading back up soon. But the squeeze on the MACD is going down. Okay, so I'm looking at it as divergence because GameStop looks like it's gonna pop tomorrow on the full moon, and I'm betting that AMC is gonna pop with it for the full moon. Now, another thing that you guys might want to do is watch my AMC update video, because there's a lot of the thing's not focused. There's a lot of good bullish energy for AMC on Monday, just based on what's happening with the stars. But the full moon pop, the moon phase analysis isn't lining up for a pop, but GameStop's analysis is lining up for a pop. And as I showed you at the beginning of this video, if GameStop pops on a full moon, AMC pops on a full moon, and I think GameStop's going to pop tomorrow. Okay, so if you guys like this content and you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to show support, I would appreciate it if you hit that like button. And a shout out to all the Moon Lords. If you are a Moon Lord and you haven't checked us out at our Moon Lord Discord, you definitely want to check us out. Exclusive content is getting dropped in there. It's called the Market Moon Lord. It's an awesome Discord. So I guess we'll see you guys on Monday. Good luck to everybody. And keep in mind, guys, all because we're entering a waning period doesn't mean we're not going to pop on the next new moon period into that full moon. And October's full moon, October 20th full moon, looks very, very, very sexy, because we have 3 planets that were been retrograde for a long time, and they're outer planets, so it's a big deal. They're all going forward, and during that, and before that, and before the full moon on October 20th, we will also have Mercury going direct, or it's going to go retrograde soon, and it's going to go direct right before that full moon too. So we actually have 4 planets going direct in October right before the full moon. So I'm very, very, very interested to see how that's going to play out. But we'll cover that DD when we get there. But shout out to all the Moon Lords. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I'm Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune, here to help you navigate through the illusions of life. You're watching the Market Moon Lord, where we merge the matrix with the motherfucking stars. Until next time, peace.
Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune.